Today, we're diving into what really feels like a phase transition in artificial intelligence. It's not just about AI getting smarter anymore, it's about it getting to work. What we're witnessing is nothing short of a Cambrian explosion of AI agency.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The whole idea of a simple chatbot that just answers your questions, well, that's kind of over. We are walking straight into an era of AI systems that can actually do jobs. The digital employee is here. So here's the plan. First, we're going to look at the brain upgrade that's making all of this possible. Then we'll follow the money and see how this new AI economy is being built, brick by brick. We'll watch as AI literally escapes the server rack and enters the real world, check out its life-changing applications, and finally, we have to confront the very real cost of moving this fast. All right, let's get into it. Act 1. This whole thing starts inside the machine. To really get a handle on this breakout moment, you first have to understand the new engine that's powering it all, and that engine is agentic AI.
So, what even is agentic AI? Well, the key word here is autonomy. We're talking about an AI that you don't have to hold its hand through every single step. It can get a goal, create a multi-step plan to get there, actually execute that plan, and this is so crucial, it learns from what happens. It's the difference between using a calculator and hiring an accountant.
And here are the specific models that are really driving this leap. OpenAI just dropped GPT 5.2, apparently under a code red internal project, and it has a massive context window and a huge reduction in logical errors. Then you've got Mistral's Delvistral 2, which is built from the ground up for autonomous coding. And Microsoft's Agent Lightning is really fascinating. It's not even a new model, it's a framework that lets developers basically inject these new learning skills into older, dumber AI agents.
Okay, so let's move into Act 2. Because a new brain like this, well, it needs a new body. And in this case, that body is a massive economic and industrial infrastructure. The breakout from the lab is officially on. And just look at the scale we're talking about. Microsoft has just committed $23 billion to build out global data centers specifically for this next generation of agentic AI.
And then you have the hardware itself. Broadcom just reported a record $18 billion in fourth quarter revenue, and almost all of that was driven by a crazy surge in demand for AI chips.
And it's not just the giants. The specialized players like CoreWeave, they're raising huge amounts of cash, $2.25 billion right here, just to build out the specialized cloud foundation these new AI agents are going to run on. Now, what's so wild about this slide is that it shows this isn't just about spending money anymore, it's about making money. AI-influenced revenue is now a third of Adobe's total. We already saw Broadcom's mind-blowing 74% growth. Oracle's AI cloud business is up 68%. This is the agentic economy becoming real, and you can see it right there on the balance sheets.
But the breakout isn't just about the money. It's physical. For what feels like the first time, we're seeing this intelligence actually escape the data center and learn to deal with the messy physical world.
And we're seeing this incredibly rapid evolution happen right before our eyes. For years, robotics just meant these carefully controlled demos in a sterile lab. But just recently, Tesla showed its Optimus bot walking around outside on its own, on uneven ground. And now, we've got things like the Robot Olympics, which are specifically designed to test these AIs on the chaos of real-world chores.
And when we say messy reality, we mean it. These tests aren't about doing flashy backflips. They're about what they call boringly difficult tasks, like loading a dishwasher or pulling open a heavy door. The real star of the show, though, was the Dexterity Challenge, which was having a robot identify and correctly handle, dog poop bags. It sounds funny, I know, but it's a huge milestone for object recognition and fine motor control.
And this isn't just about chores. DeepMind is taking it to a whole other level. They're building a fully automated, self-driving lab where AI agents will physically mix chemicals and run experiments to discover new materials. This closes the loop between an AI thinking of an idea and then actually testing it in the real world. It could change the pace of science itself.
So we have this new power, this new agency. The big question is, what are we actually doing with it? Well, in Act 3, we get to the reckoning, where these systems start getting applied across science, culture, and medicine.
Just look at the insane scale of this. Google's new GenCast model can now predict extreme weather events more than 2 weeks out, and it's doing it with almost 98% greater accuracy than our best systems before. I mean, that's a tool with planet-scale impact.
And then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have this massive cultural shift. Disney just signed a $1 billion deal
to let OpenAI's video generator, Sora, use its most iconic characters. Think about that. A legacy media giant is going all in on generative AI. This could completely change how entertainment gets made.
But maybe the most profound application is this one. It's about saving lives. Researchers at Mount Sinai have developed an AI called V2P. It doesn't just read your DNA, it can actually predict the specific disease a genetic mutation is likely to cause. This is an absolutely monumental leap for precision medicine.
But all of this incredible speed, this acceleration, it comes with a price. And as these amazing applications expand, the reckoning with the risks and the consequences is also, well, it's just getting started.
It's really the question that's hanging over all of this progress, isn't it? The capabilities are just exploding. But is our ability to manage them keeping up? Are we moving too fast?
Because the cracks are absolutely beginning to show. On security, a huge vulnerability called React to Shell is being exploited right now, letting attackers completely take over AI apps. Ethically, a Stanford study found that some therapy bots weren't just failing to help people in crisis, they were actually making them feel worse. And then you have this warning from Anthropic about moral de-skilling, the idea that engineers are losing their own deep sense of judgment because they're outsourcing too much of their thinking to AI.
And the thing is, the world has no idea how to handle it. You've got the UK pushing for legally binding rules, treating this like a national security threat. Then you have Portugal taking a totally different path, creating a safe harbor to encourage hackers to find flaws. And of course, the EU is doing what it does best, launching a big antitrust probe. There is zero global consensus.
So it all comes down to this. In a ridiculously short amount of time, we've watched AI learn how to do complex jobs, how to walk around in our world, and even how to make scientific discoveries on its own. The question we're left with is as simple as it is profound. As AI is learning to do all of that, are we learning how to manage it?